What is up, YouTube? It's Brandon Relkam here today with a new YouTube video. In this video I will be doing my CD collection for March of 2022. So it's been a while since I've done a CD collection video. Last one I did was in December of 2021. So it's been a good few months. From December to now I've gained quite a bit of CDs, and this video could very well be a longer one when compared to some of my other CD collection videos, but we'll just have to wait and see. During this video, I will be playing Belladonna's self-titled debut album. If you're unfamiliar with this band, the vocalist from Anthrax has his own self-titled side project. The band's put out a few albums. Some of them are well received, some of them not so much. The band has been described as having a power metal, thrash metal kind of sound. In my opinion, this album has more of a groove metal sound. It still has some thrash in it, but it definitely sounds a lot like the groovier kind of stuff that Anthrax has put out throughout the later 90s and even into the 2000s. So, obviously, if you like that kind of stuff, this is an album for you to check out. Before I start showing off the CDs, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you will not miss any videos when I upload them. And let's jump right into this. To kick things off, we have the Disenchanted's debut full-length album called How Can We Lose When We're So Sincere. If you're a fan of the New York hardcore punk scene, you should be familiar with this band to some extent. As far as I know, they've had a cult following back when they were still around. And this is definitely a piece of New York punk history that could very well be appreciated by a lot of people. I do not know how much this CD is worth. It could be worth a lot, could be worth very little, but either way, I am holding on to it. There's a little bit of a funny story with this. This CD would have been in my previous CD collection video back in December if I knew that I had this. After I got done recording the video back in December, I think it may have been, I don't know, a few days afterwards, I was going through a drawer in my bedroom, putting some stuff away, and I found this CD, as well as a few cassette tapes, and also a few Disenchanted 7-inch vinyls. Those few cassette tapes will be in a future cassette tape video, so be on the lookout for that. As I said, anybody who's into punk rock, more specifically the New York hardcore stuff, will enjoy this. I believe the band has a Bandcamp page that is still up, so if you want to listen to this, go over to Bandcamp. So here's a band that any sludge metal fan should be a fan of, and that is Crowbar. Right here I've got Crowbar's self-titled album. I got this out of a trade that I recently did with a friend of mine, my buddy Rosh, who I have mentioned in numerous CD collection videos of mine in the past. We've sent each other a bunch of CDs. We're very good friends. He's in a doom metal band called Climate of Despair. And recently I had traded him 2 Acid Bath CDs for another CD that will be showcased in this video, and this was included. I did not know this was going to be included, so it was a very pleasant surprise to find in the package. Crowbar is definitely one of my favorite sludge metal bands, and definitely one of my favorite bands out of Louisiana. This album is filled with all kinds of killer tracks like High Rate Extinction, All I Had I Gave, Self-Inflicted, Existence is Punishment, and so forth. And this was produced by the one and only Philip Anselmo. This is definitely a fine piece of NOLA sludge metal. Back on January 15th, 2022, my punk rock band played a gig up in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. We played with a few bands. There was a band called Offensive. There was a band called The Stranger Things. And there was a band called Illusions of Grandeur. I believe that's all that I can remember. Yeah, I believe it was just 4 bands, including mine, that night. I got Illusions of Grandeur's most recent album on CD. I'm not even sure how to describe this band's sound. They're metal. The band describes their sound, or at least their sound has been described by others as being a theatrical metal. And I think that is a pretty realistic description of the band as a whole. They have this $12,000 light system that they bring with them to gigs, and it is something to witness. Obviously not something you want to be exposed to if you are sensitive to flashing lights, but if you're not sensitive to it, it is truly something to behold. I have not listened to this album yet. It's called the Siren, by the way. I should have said that earlier. But I'm going to make it a point to listen to it as soon as possible. And I'm sure I will enjoy it very much. I enjoyed the band's performance. The vocalist is amazing. All of the members in the band are amazing, but the vocalist really blew me away with her voice. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Illusions of Grandeur's The Siren. Once again, I'm excited to check this out. Who knows, maybe in a future CD collection video I'll have this playing in the background. But this band, as far as I know, they've got a pretty huge following. I know they've got quite a following over in Europe. This band's from America, I believe. And I can tell why they've got a following. They sound really killer. So, check out Illusions of Grandeur's The Siren when you get the chance. Here we have an album from the almighty Slayer. This album is entitled God Hates Us All. This album was released on September 11th, 2001, sorry. September 11th, 2001. And I think it's a really, really scary coincidence that an album called God Hates Us All came out on that date. This album is not one of Slayer's most popular albums. Matter of fact, it's one of their least liked albums. I can understand why, but me personally, I really like this album. It's got some really killer tracks on it, like Disciple, New Faith, Payback, Warzone, Exile. This CD, I believe, is one of the first pressings. It doesn't have the censored album cover, which most people may be more familiar with. The white album cover with the 4 golden crosses on it. Sorry. This is the original album art with the, I believe it's, a Bible with the band's logo burned into it, and I believe a pentagram made out of nails, and obviously you can see a little bit of blood on there. As I said, one of my favorite Slayer albums. Disciple, if I remember correctly, is the first Slayer song I've heard, and that is a great song to start off your exploration into Slayer with. Slayer, God Hates Us All. And before I forget, I got this at my local CD store that I always love going to, and a few other CDs that will be showcased in this video are from that same store. Another album that I got from the local CD store, and I got it on the same day as Slayer's God Hates Us All. This is Accept's Walls to the Wall. This is German heavy metal at its peak. You cannot go wrong with this at all. I remember the first time I heard the title track from this album, I was watching MTV's Metal Mayhem, which is basically a revived version of Headbangers Ball that MTV Classic plays every Friday night. And ever since I heard the title track off of this album, I was sold. The title track got some cool riffs. It has a really, really heartfelt solo, and the vocals, they're okay. Not my number one favorite kind of vocals, but they fit the music very well. If you've never heard of Accept's Balls to the Wall, you should fix that as soon as possible. So any fans of Revocation will enjoy this CD that I'm holding right now. This is Relapsed Vivarium. This is the band's 2020 EP. At least if I remember correctly, it was from 2020. I'll correct myself if I am wrong. The lighting is really making it hard to fully showcase this album art, so here's a close-up. That's a little bit better. This CD, this is another CD with a funny story behind it. So, a relative of mine had gotten me one of the shirts from this band. It was originally supposed to be a Christmas present, but it did not arrive in time. And since my birthday is exactly 1 month after Christmas, the plan B would be that the shirt would be a birthday present. And my birthday was approaching and the shirt had not arrived. And so the band was contacted, and whoever runs the band's Bandcamp must not have gotten the notification that a shirt was purchased, and that person felt really bad about it. Not only was the shirt sent out, but a free CD copy of this was included. So I got two things that were on my birthday wish list for the price of one, essentially. And this is some pretty good Pennsylvanian metal. This band is a death thrash metal band. They've also got a little bit of a melodic aspect to it, but in some songs it's more prevalent than others. The song off of this EP, called Sojourner, it is pretty wicked. It's an instrumental track with only bass guitar, and it sounds a lot like a Shroom song. If you're not familiar with Shroom, it was a side project band that Audie Petrie from Acid Bath was in. It's been described as being sludge death metal, but in my opinion, it sounds more industrial, like Godflesh. So if you're into Revocation or Shroom, you should check out this EP, Relapsed Vivarium. On February 12th, 2022, I saw some bands live up in Allentown, Pennsylvania. There was Anti-Sapien, there was Bride Riot, there was Anthropic, there was Crowbar, and then there was the headliner, Dissentience. I bought some CDs from Anthropic, Crowbar, and Dissentience, and all those will be showcased in this video. And right here, I've got Anthropic's 2017 demo. This band is a grindcore band out of Buffalo, New York. Any fans of old school grindcore will like this band a lot. For fans of, let's see, Terrorizer, Napalm Death, Repulsion, or Brutal Truth, you will like this. I really recommend it. When you get the chance, check it out. I do not know if the band has it up on their Bandcamp or not, but if not, just check out the band in general. Really good New York grindcore. As I said, there was another CD that I got from Anthropic, and that is their 2018 EP called Tatanka. I really like the album art on this. It's got a buffalo, a little bit of it is decayed, a little bit of it is not. And I'm going to take an educated guess and say that is a play on the fact that the band is from Buffalo, New York. And if so, if that's the case, I think that's a really good play on their location. On the back of it, it says, "This EP is dedicated to the memory of our former bandmate, good friend and brother, Jeff." Oh boy, I'm gonna butcher this last name. Budziszewski. Jeff Budziszewski. So obviously, a former bandmate of theirs passed away, and this EP is dedicated to his memory. I am sincerely sorry if I butchered that last name. When I saw Anthropic on February 12th, 2022, it was the second time that I saw him. First time I saw him was on July 17th, 2021, if I remember correctly. My punk band played our first gig with Anthropic. When I saw him the second time in February, I got the mosh pit really stirred up during their set, and grindcore is pretty fun to mosh too. And after the band's set, the vocalist thanked me for getting the mosh pit stirred up. There's some really good tracks off of this EP, like No Hope, False Flag, Unleashed, Enslave Until the End. Really, all of the tracks on this EP are killer, but those are some that, those tracks I just named are some that really stood out to me. So as I have said, if you have not heard of Anthropic, check them out. Any fan of old school grindcore will enjoy them very much. The Disenchanted is not the only hardcore punk band, that will be featured in this video. Right here I have Suburban Downgrade, Keys to the City. My punk band played a gig with these guys on February 26th. Yeah, February 26th, 2022. And I got the CD out of a trade that I did with one of the band members. I traded a CD from one of my bands for this. I can't remember if it was an A-Not CD or an Influenza CD. It's very likely that it was an Influenza CD. Either way, this band is a hardcore punk band from Pennsylvania. These guys are really killer. And on the back of this, unauthorized duplication is encouraged. So, you know a band is cool when they're saying go ahead and bootleg our stuff. But I don't think I'm gonna do that, just out of respect. Anyways, as I said, these guys were killer. Their music was very fun to mosh too. And you really cannot go wrong with hardcore punk at all. I have not listened to this EP, CD I should say, in its entirety yet. I haven't listened to it at all actually. I can't remember if any of the songs from this CD were in the band's set list when I saw them, but I'm sure if I listen to this CD I will recognize some. I think I recognize the 6th track called Pet Cemetery right off the bat. But yeah, Suburban Downgrade, Keys to the City. The next two CDs are from the local CD store that I got. God Hates Us All, and I'm already having a brain fart. God Hates Us All and Balls to the Wall. Same store, same day. Right here we have Corrosion and Conformity, Blind. This is the 4th Corrosion of Conformity album that I have on CD. The others I have are Wise Blood, Deliverance, and America's Volume Dealer. Blind easily has to be one of their best albums, and it's one of my favorites. Vote with a Bullet is such a cool song. It was one of the earliest examples of Pepper Keenan's lead vocals in Corrosion and Conformity, or at least I believe so. Dance of the Dead, I remember seeing the music video for that on MTV Metal Mayhem. And just like with the title track off of Accepts Balls to the Wall, the first time I saw and heard the music video for Corrosion and Conformity's Dance of the Dead, I was sold. So, just like with every other band in this video that's been featured so far and is yet to be featured, if you've not heard of this, check it out. I don't know about you, but me personally, I think it's time to showcase some Iron Maiden. Right here we have Powerslave. This is an album, an Iron Maiden album that you cannot go wrong with. It's got some killer tracks on it like Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Duelists, the title track, just to name a few. If you're an Iron Maiden fan, you have to appreciate this to some extent. I know some people are not as fond of this album when compared to some of other Iron Maiden albums, but you have to admit there's some pretty good songs on this. Iron Maiden, Powerslave. Here's another Pennsylvanian band. This is Dissentience, their 2018 EP Mask of Pretense. I had brought this band up when I was mentioning Anthropic. I have seen this band twice. Obviously, the first time, the most recent time I should say, the most recent time I saw them was on February 12th, 2022. I also saw these guys back in February of 2020, and the first time I saw them, I only caught them during the end of their set, so I think there were only like 2 or 3 songs that I was able to catch. When I saw them on February 12th, 2022, I caught their whole set, and it was really nice. I definitely recognized some of the songs off of this EP when the band was playing their set. At the end of the band set list, they played Pulled the Plug by Death, and during the final chorus of that song, they let me come up and do vocals, and I'm very appreciative of that. I had a lot of fun, if you cannot tell already. But yes, the first time I heard this EP, I really liked it. This band is another death thrash metal band with melodic aspects. They're from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Fans of Revocation and Relapsed will enjoy this. Up next we have Dissentience's newly released debut full-length album called Empire Anatomy. This was released February 11th, 2022. I saw the band live the day after this came out, so when I got the CD, it was fresh out of the oven. The first song off of this album, called War of Belief, has a really killer music video for it, which you should check out if you have not seen. So, yes, there's not much more I can say about this other than really good death thrash metal from Pennsylvania that is worth the listen. I had mentioned that with the Crowbar CD, there was another CD in the package that I got from the trade, and that is Immolation, Dawn of Possession. This is primarily what I was getting out of the trade. As I said, the Crowbar album was something extra that was a surprise. And this is the second Immolation album that I own. The first one was Here and After. And Immolation is just a monumental death metal band from New York that you cannot go wrong with. Dawn of Possession is without a doubt a classic death metal album. This is one of the 2015 Listenable Records Digipack reissues, and yeah, it's really cool. As I said, monumental death metal band from New York. Alright, so here's a CD from one of the bands I saw with Dissentience, Anthropic, Bride Riot, and Anti-Sapien, Coolbum. Coolbum is one of my favorite thrash metal bands from Pennsylvania. They're from Wilkes-Barre. This is the band's 2020 EP called Trinity Terror. This version of the CD, well, I should say all versions of the CDs, but this is unique in the sense that after the first 4 tracks from this EP, it has the 5 tracks from the band's debut EP called Manhattan Mischief. This band is definitely something that fans of Power Trip, Anthrax, SOD, Nuclear Assault, or Slayer would enjoy. I bought a hat and a patch from these guys back in February of 2020, and It's the patch is on this vest that I'm wearing right now, and I believe I've worn the Cool Bomb hat in some previous YouTube videos of mine. But yes, this is a very killer thrash metal EP. Definitely a fine example of modern thrash metal that does it right. Along with the Trinity Tear CD, I bought Cool Bomb's newest EP called Man-Made on CD. I bought this CD completely forgetting that the frontman of this band was going to be sending me a cassette copy, which I have in the room with me. That will be featured in my next cassette tape collection video. But there's nothing wrong with having the same release on different formats. I don't see an issue with it, at least. This EP has really killer tracks on it. A10 and Dogs of War especially are highlights of this EP. When I got this along with the Trinity Tear CD, it was the second time that I saw Cool Bomb. The first time I saw him was back in September of 2021. And both times I really enjoyed seeing Cool Bomb. Almost said Crowbar. Yes, Cool Bomb. Both times I saw him live, I was in the mosh pit having a lot of fun. And for good reasons. This band is killer. So, as I've said multiple times before, if you have not heard of this, I cannot speak today. If you have not heard of this band, check them out immediately. Cool Bomb, Man-Made. So my friend Rosh, who is a very good friend of mine, as I have said, he is awesome. For my birthday, he sent me 2 albums on CD. One of them I have in my hand right now, and then the next one will be featured after this. He also sent me a Sleep patch. If you're not familiar with Sleep, they're a stoner metal band. They're one of the most respected and well-known stoner metal bands, and also a very heartwarming note. So right here we have Coffins, Buried Death. This band is from Japan. They are a death doom metal band. Fans of Incantation, Autopsy, and even fans of Jungle Rot would enjoy a band like this. I gave this, I want to call it an album. I'm not sure if it's an album or an EP. I'll specify it just about now. But I've listened to this, and it is really worth the listen. It's just... it's a good little bit under an hour, but it's worth the time, worth the listen. It's just skull-crushing death doom metal that you can bang your head to. So Coffins, Buried Death. The second album that my friend Rosh sent me as a birthday present is HammerFall with their 2006 full-length called Renegade. This is obviously a CDR copy. This band is power/heavy metal. Oh, 2000, I'm sorry, not 2006. 2000. I gave this CD a listen. I enjoyed it. The way I could describe this is basically if Candlemass was a happy sounding band, they would sound a lot like HammerFall. The vocalist in particular has like that, almost like that opera-like vocal style that Messiah Marcolin has. I know that maybe not the best comparison to compare a power metal band to an epic doom metal band, but at least in my opinion, that's what I was reminded of when I listened to this album. So, HammerFall with their 2000 full-length Renegade. And I just want to get it out of the way now. Rosh, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for the CDs you sent me, both in the trades and also for my birthday. You do not know how much I appreciate it, man. You are awesome. Second to last, we have Chlamydiot with their debut demo called Hellpriest. I kind of said debut demo kind of loosely, as the band does have a single out that they regarded as a demo, but in my opinion, a demo is more than just one song. Either way, I got this band when I saw them on the February 26th, 2022. My band played with these guys. These guys are crossover thrash metal from Maryland. Any crossover thrash metal band could be compared to these guys as being similar to, and fans of crossover thrash metal obviously would enjoy this. So when I got the CD, the band was just giving out free CDs to anybody who wanted one. They didn't even have inserts or the CD case. It was just the CD, and I have it right here. Matter of fact, it didn't even have the band name written on it initially. The person running the merch stand asked me if I wanted it written on, and I said yes, just so I knew what CD it was. I printed out the insert, and I also wrote the band name, demo title, and the 3 song titles on this. And this is really cool. Definitely headbang worthy, mosh worthy crossover thrash metal. Definitely worth the listen. Chlamydiot, Hellpriest. Last but not least, we have Offensive Awenasa. This is the band's most recent full-length album. It is from 2021. This band is a heavy metal thrash metal band out of Maryland. Fun fact, one of the guitar players from this band played bass at a rehearsal, an Influenza rehearsal back in 2020, July of 2020. For those who don't know, I'm in a thrash metal band called Influenza. But yes, this band really killed it live when they played. I enjoyed all of the songs. I enjoyed the covers they played, and I knew it was definitely worth getting one of their CDs, so here it is. So, I'm not really sure what band I could compare this to. I guess fans of Metallica would definitely like this. I'm not sure. I'd have to give it a thorough listen and truly think about it. But, yes. Offensive Awenasa. And I apologize if I am mispronouncing that album title. So that's it for my CD collection for March of 2022. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And before I close this off, I just want to get this out of the way. So finally, I've recently decided to start incorporating elements of my stage attire into my YouTube videos. In other words, what I wear when I'm performing during gigs is what I plan on wearing to my YouTube videos, just to keep some kind of like signature look going on. Obviously, I'll have a hat on, as I always wear hats during gigs. I'm wearing my battle vest right now. I sometimes wear it during gigs. There are some gigs where I have not worn it, and I definitely plan to wear my spiked leather gauntlets in my YouTube videos more. I wore them in my CD collection video for December of 2021. Obviously, I'm not wearing them right now, but anyways, expect to see that in future videos. So, I will see you in my next video.